مدارس الطالب الذكي، القرآن حياتنا، نحو جيل إسلامي أمثل.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Dear my smart students, how are you? I hope you are all well. Today a new lesson in our book, English World Class, Unit 8, Lesson 3. Please bring your student book and open Working with Words. You will find this lesson on student book page 81. Be ready with me, my dear smart students. Our aim in this lesson, we are going to study words with negative prefixes in and im. To study homophones, to pronounce and spell correctly words with CI and TI sounding sh. Look with me to this word, redo, redo. If we think about this word, you will find that do, we call this stem, stem. But re is a prefix. What is a prefix? A prefix is a word beginning that can be added to another word. A word beginning that can be added to another word, like this, re. This is a prefix, but do, we call it stem. Activity 1. A negative prefix makes a word change its meaning to the opposite meaning. We have this in, im. As we said before, they are prefixes that can be added to another word. Okay? And you will find yourself, you give the negative or the opposite word of this stem one. Look with me here, the example, patient, patient, impatient, impatient, visible, invisible, invisible. Now the word patient, the opposite of it is impatient, and the word visible, the opposite of it is invisible. Perfect, perfect, imperfect. Here such suffix like in or im or un, like unusual, usual, dis, agree, agree, un, dis, im, in. What we call this? Yes, that's right, we call it prefix, prefix. And what kind of prefix? Negative. It gives negative. The opposite of the word, if we want to make the opposite of patient, you only add im, this prefix of im, and it will be impatient. If we want to make the opposite of visible, put in, prefix in, and you will find the opposite of it, invisible. Perfect. If we want the opposite, it will be imperfect. Unusual, the stem was usual. Disagree, the stem is agree. And we add this un and this to give the opposite of such words. This was activity 1. Activity 2. You are going to find some examples in front of you, and you will find the stem, and you are going to guess which prefix is right, M or N, for the words possible, impossible, direct, indirect, formal, informal, probable, improbable, separable, inseparable, polite, impolite. Here are such words that we can add this negative prefix in or M to give the opposite of the words. Now you can learn more words if you know the right prefix that you can add to the stem of these words. Activity 3. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. You will find a word like important. Oh, teacher, important, it started with prefix M. No, no, it's not here a prefix M. Important, the opposite of it, unimportant. M here is not a prefix at all. Important is a whole word, this stem. And if we want to know the opposite, we will add un as a negative prefix, and you will find unimportant is the opposite of important. Interested, also it started with N, but it's not a prefix here. Uninterested, un here is a negative prefix that gives the opposite of interested. Now we are going to part 2, or the second aim of our lesson, homophones. What are these homophones? Homophones, words that sound the same, but they are spelled differently. That means you pronounce such words the same, but when you are going to write them, you will find different letters. Source, source. They are the same in pronunciation, but they write or spell in different ways. Roll, roll. Allowed, allowed. Try to pronounce the rest of the words of this activity on your own, and you can record them and let your teacher hear you. Then we are going to another aim of our lesson, the words with CI and TI. Some words have CI or TI that make the sound sh. That means we will pronounce this in the words, these letters, sh, option, option, precious, precious, patient, patient, initial, initial, initial. Now here we have these letters that we pronounce sh in the words. Okay? Pronounce the rest of the words and do the activity of this. Complete it as a homework and show your teacher. Now, at the end of our lesson, we are going to homework. Please open your workbook, page 68, and try to do it on your own and show to your teacher that he is going to give you the right answers and will help you in any difficulty of information this lesson. My advice to you: wash your hands regularly during your day. Thank you. Goodbye.